Well, it's good to be here. It's good to have you on the screens, and it's wonderful what we have today. A wonderful game of football. Arsenal could have lost the game or perhaps given away their 3 goals lead in the game against Tottenham Hotspur, where they managed to survive. And it's game week 35, and Man City are rushing behind them, giving them a hot title race, and it's the Volt Sports Arena. And I have Godwin and John with me.
Hi guys.
Hi guys, welcome to the studio.
Welcome to the show.
All right, Godwin, what do you think about that Arsenal game? What was the error you think Angie made?
I won't call it an error because that's his style of play. He attacks everybody. He plays his defense, high line defense. So
Okay.
it's not like Arsenal that adapt to their opponent sometimes. If you watch that game, Mikel was attacking and defending at the same time.
Which means he was trying to
He absorbed the pressure and
then hit on the break.
The first goal was a corner. The second goal was just pure counter-attack scoreline. So I won't call it a mistake. That's what he said that he's going to do. I like coaches like that. Coach, that's why I was explaining to you off the camera. I love coaches that come and say, this is what I want to do. And they stick to their philosophy. That's why I keep saying I have problem with Manchester United coach. Till today, nobody will convince me of that, because as a coach, you should have an idea. If you notice that, if next season now they start doing well, if you notice that, okay, the club will probably start backing him more.
Okay.
Because what he's doing is working. You could see a blueprint that they can follow as a club, just like the way Arteta did with his own club. So generally, I won't call it a mistake. He did what he's supposed to do, and Arsenal is just good with corner kicks.
So you believe Mikel did his homework on the
yeah,
team?
didn't make homework. Yeah, he defended even for the final 5 minutes. He introduced another defender to show off his scoreline. So me, I'm thinking about it was just a
John, you don't have any dispute.
Like I would rather beg to differ and see a different angle to the story. Now, I love all the facts you said about having a philosophy, having a style of play and all that, which is important. It's embarrassing to say that a coach as seasoned as Erik ten Hag does not have a formula, but that's the truth. It's the glaring truth,
It's the truth.
But in today's game against an Arsenal side in the hunt for the Premier League title, maintaining your guard, maintaining your formula makes you predictable. Makes you susceptible to the enemy having a foothold or a jump on you, because Arsenal knew they were going to play in that format, and they played in that format. And now, I think the only problem Spurs had was that they had an early scare in the terms of the own goal and that Russell defenders. And of course, Arsenal are a formidable side. They attack everything. But I feel like while having that, format, philosophy, style, I think the better man at the end of the day is Arteta, because you have your pattern, you have your formation, you have your philosophy, but then you are adaptable to situations as they come.
I understand what you are saying, but I'm saying that is they have a foundation to build on. That Spurs has a foundation to build on.
Okay.
They can now buy players that can now fit in,
those
probably
positions.
faster defenders that can recover. If you notice, like last year, Arsenal played the same game. No matter who the opponents
Considered more goals.
Yeah, we attacked everybody, and most times, we consider more goals.
Yes.
But now after that, you have to now change the way you play. There's a point you're going to reach that you now move a full flare attack where you are now sure that you can attack and win your games like Manchester used to do. Does now. That's just different. So for me, the game is, I won't call it a 50-50 game, because most part of the game they have played Arsenal.
Just
Arsenal
before,
was
Definitely.
just before the game, I was telling you earlier before the game that with the likes of Bentancur and Højbjerg starting in midfield, there is room for error there. These players are bound to make errors. They've been making errors in the last games that cost them a win or so. And I think them starting again today, I thought they were going to put a foothold in the midfield and perhaps control the game better in the midfield area where you have the center of the board control, because that's where the key game or perhaps the main game is supposed to be played. What do you think happened to Højbjerg in considering that own goal?
I think basically, I think players are at that point in the season where mentality has to come in. because let's say the truth, you've been playing 30-something games, you've been playing matches back to back to back, sometimes 2-3 games in a week. So when the body is weak, that's where mentality needs to come in the sense that your reaction time, your cognizance of what's happening on around you, trusting your teammate, working with your teammates. It's a mentality thing for me, because we all know that Højbjerg is a quality player. It's a mentality thing for me. And then it shows in the body language, how you react when maybe you go in for a duel, you miss a duel, or maybe you lose the ball, how players react, how you deal with stress and all this stuff. Is a mentality thing. I wouldn't say it's a talent thing. I would say it's a mentality thing, because even when the body is gone, you should be able to guard yourself. You should be able to execute.
But you know, Arsenal escaped with the win today because they had a goal ruled out for Spurs.
It was an offside.
Come
It
on,
was
now.
a clear glaring offside.
Come on now, come on
It
now.
was offside.
It was a clear
What I want to
offside.
You know, I think in Sweden they've called that they don't want what's it called, VAR anymore in Sweden, because it takes away the fun of the game. It
It's
takes
not
away
the
the
fun.
sauce.
I think they
fun.
No,
should.
seriously,
I think they should use
because
World Cup.
now
technology.
for instance, my thumb is upside and you're blaming upside because I have just my thumb across the line and
It's
you're
a
drawing
line.
Come on now.
It's a line.
Well,
Come on.
And rules
okay,
are rules. You know?
check it now. Imagine your team you support.
Yes.
They consider a goal that is just a clear offside, but last man didn't see it. You will complain still.
Yeah, but the game still goes on. You try to fight back.
I know you say it takes away the fun, but it makes it a little bit fair. Because
Okay.
football, this
Talking
sports,
about
yeah,
fair. Talking about
football should be about fairness.
talking about fairness. On the second goal, I think there was on this Saka's goal, there was a foul in the build-up play. I wasn't a pullback.
The referee was officiating the match.
I'm sorry, what foul is that?
Before they took the ball away and went to score the goal.
Which particular foul? Because there are two incidents in that penalty. The 18-yard, that one with Trossard.
Yes.
Then the second one is not even a penalty because Pat actually touched the ball.
Okay.
So the first one is depending. You can debate that, but I don't know. Is the referee's call to make? But I'm just trying to say that overall, the quality of the game, I think for me, Partey makes Arsenal tick well. I don't know how he does that, but it brings balance to the team. You can see the freedom.
He has that touch of Thiago Silva.
Yeah, he has that
the
flair.
pass intercepted
And
where
that
it's
if
going
you
to.
watch Rice for the past 2 or 3 games, Rice has been playing with more freedom.
Definitely, because Partey is around.
Yes, and Odegaard has been playing with more freedom too. Do you understand? I wish for Arsenal supporters that Partey stay injury free, because I've checked throughout I'll not say throughout the whole world, but I don't think there's any defensive midfielder that can do what Partey does. I can't even think
Wait,
one
do you
apart from
think-
Rodri.
Rodri, maybe
Rodri, yes.
or perhaps another Casemiro. Maybe you could.
No,
you could bid
Casemiro, no. You cannot even talk about that.
You
You
could
cannot even
perhaps,
talk about
you could
Casemiro.
perhaps bid for maybe one of these players. Now I'm going to mention Tchouameni from Real Madrid.
Yes, you can talk about that. But
Tonali from.
the difference is that
from-
Partey is now in his 30s, so
Okay.
his experience. You don't compare him because experience.
I think
matters in
Valverde
football.
can take that position very well. as well.
Valverde is
Valverde
more-
is a
more-
no-no,
yeah,
It's a no-no. Real Madrid not letting
Yes,
go.
not
and it's-
letting go, yes.
I
Okay.
think one thing we have not talked about is Tottenham FC misfiring in front of goals.
Yes,
that's critical. man.
Misfiring in
That's
front of
critical,
goals. Like
man.
when you lose someone as clinical and as tactical as Harry Kane,
yeah,
there
affects you.
should be a direct replacement. Like I would rather go without a strong centre back coming in the summer just to make sure you replace the amount of goals he gets, because Harry Kane delivers over 20 goals
Yes,
back to back to
let's
back.
be frank. Let's
You
be
know,
frank. How
and-
many
and-
players can you say that is Harry Kane? I think
No,
that
there are many players that
Do you
could
There
know
are
have
many
that
players
role.
that.
You know
What do you
even-
mean by that? There are many players
I'm
that can
thinking
come
now.
in. For example, let
Okay.
me give you a category.
Give me one striker that can score back to back. Okay, in 3 seasons I have scored a young player that can score 20 in 3 seasons. Just name me one player.
I'll do you one better. Let's look at the Arsenal side. who is the Arsenal striker that is giving you 20 goals a season?
Nobody.
There's nobody.
Yes.
But how is Arsenal hunting for the Premier League title back-to-back seasons? You look at players who can come in and give you those goals, and you like
not really
you could get a maybe not a traditional striker. You could bring in a winger. Yes. The main thing is the contribution.
You talk about the
That's what we're
contribution.
talking about.
Look at
Arsenal have a clear-cut striker in that sense.
I'll support him there. Look at Lucas Moura in 2019. He was victorious to their Champions League
Phenomenal.
Final. Come on, you see him in the semi-finals. He came in, he did the job, got the goals, and they went on to the finals. You look at the other, you look at his record at PSG, not too fantastic. Now you come down to what's it called, Liverpool. Since Mane left, I've not seen anybody as fantastic as he does creating.
Let's look at this Arsenal side. We are all talking about challenging for the Premier League title. They fell short last season. What did Arteta do? Arteta brought in Havertz. Everybody was crying and shouting Havertz. Everyone was crying, why are you buying Havertz? We need striker. Yes. But this is the guy who is coming in clutch games this season, bringing in the goals.
He started Havertz as a CM.
Yes.
He didn't actually buy him traditionally to play
maybe to play as a false nine.
Yeah, play as a false nine to keep making those moves.
Those moves.
That's why actually he bought Havertz.
Okay.
But let me say something about an Arsenal game together. Arsenal game is like when Pep took over, they didn't have a traditional number 9. Then they were scoring a lot of goals.
Okay.
It's about the team,
not the individual.
not the individuals. That's why I think Arteta is doing right.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because if you check Harry Kane's scores, he scores 30 goals.
But what will you now say about Manchester City this season?
No, I'm saying,
and last season
wait,
that had
let me come.
Erling Haaland scoring in both goals.
Let me come. I'm driving to a point now.
Okay.
First is to build those teams that don't depend on one player. Then if Arteta can do something, maybe after the 3rd season, and introduce somebody like Haaland. There.
You definitely don't have much strikers in the market.
That's the problem, another issue now.
So
but if
you
can
have someone
find,
who can join
if you
in
can
and
probably,
build up
if you can buy like an Osimhen, I mean, so probably will not say Osimhen is not. But
why not in a Tantella?
No, let me say why I'm talking about Osimhen.
Let's look for somebody who already at least has a track record somewhere.
Let me say why I'm talking about Osimhen. Not because I'm Nigerian. Osimhen is like Haaland. They don't really need to.
They just
need to just turn and score. So and Arsenal creates a whole lot of chances. So Osimhen can just be scoring for Arsenal. That's what Arsenal need for me next season.
To buttress my point, I'm just saying that Tottenham wasted a lot of chances. They were not clinical enough. You know, Son has been carrying the team on his back since Kane left. I felt he should have gotten someone in to come in and close out these games when Son is exhausted, because you see it happening in the matches. So Tottenham has a golden opportunity being this coming transfer window. He needs to look out for a striker or a winger. If you're not going to get an out-and-out striker, you should look to bring in somebody in
like a winger
that can, yes, definitely.
Because if you want Arsenal front 3, Xhaka is scoring, Martinelli scores, Trossard scores, then Havertz scores, then Jesus something. So you see, we have a lot of scorers, 10 here, 10 here, 15 here, 15 here. You bring them, you bring it all together, then
the highest goal scored this season so far.
No, that's not this season, perhaps. But we say from January this year. From January.
No, for the Premier League,
look at it.
No, Premier League.
Look at it.
Last season they've scored more. No, because they scored. Those goals came from January till now.
It does not matter. All these things.
We are talking about season.
We are talking about season.
Don't say that.
No, seriously, you have to look at, because before December, you guys were not scoring goals.
Moving on.
Not scoring goals.
Moving on.
And now we talk about the title league. The league, perhaps the title. Who are you sure it's going to get it? Because now it's a 2-man race. We all agree. Yes,
it's a 2-man race.
And Liverpool played a draw against West Ham United the other day, and we have Arsenal sitting pretty top with 1 point, and Man City sitting second with a game at hand. That's
Manchester City is winning this league.
Let
me tell you why. Why is that? I think they have the experience to do this. They have been doing this for how many years? And this is going to be the fourth in a row. So
come on, you guys can try and stop it.
Why?
No, sorry. Maybe Arsenal.
What I'm saying
can
is,
try and stop it.
What I'm saying is that it's Pep we are talking about here. Do you understand? And the only joy here is that Arteta is closing the gap, whether I want to
Sure.
believe it or not.
Definitely.
We are played. Arsenal have played close to, and let me say 70% of the teams they played, which is progress. Do you understand? But now Haaland is back. Haaland scored. He's now in 21 goals. So I think if you ask me, they are winning this league. And they have more. They have more.
Chill. You know, Man City is still going to play against West Ham United, Tottenham Hotspur, and Wolverhampton Wanderers. And you know, these teams have always given them a problem.
Arsenal is still going to play Manchester United at Old
I
Trafford.
don't see that as competition, definitely. Though.
No more.
You don't.
I don't see that as
Calm
competition.
down, calm
definitely.
down.
Whoa.
Now, let me just.
That's
I do not
not-
see
calm
that
down.
as
Alright,
competition
let's hear you out.
at
Let's hear
all.
you out.
I do not
Come
see
on,
that as
let it
competition
out.
at
Let
all.
it out. Okay.
Personally, I felt the derby today, the North London derby today against Tottenham would be a bigger test of character, a bigger challenge to clinch, to get over the line, and it was a cakewalk, basically. And I do feel your point when you say that City have been here, they've done it and all of that, but it just takes 1 second, 1 split second, one error,
Especially
one
when they're
something.
coming
What I'm
their,
saying-
their next
Definitely,
game would be against Wolverhampton
because
Wanderers,
they
who
are
has
chasing.
No.
Arsenal already in
No,
the league.
let me say this thing.
Arsenal already in the
Why I'm saying that Manchester City will win is that it's their title to lose.
okay, because they're defending champions.
Apart from their defending champions, is their title to, because they are 1 point behind Arsenal, 2 points behind Arsenal. They have a game in hand. So if they win, they are top. So they just need to win all their games. What
Thank
I'm
you.
saying that
Thank
if
you.
when it was in Arsenal, Arsenal just needs to win all their games and win the league. Now they are hoping
That Man
one
City
of
loses
one
or
of
perhaps
those.
plays a draw.
That's the thing. One of those. So it's not really it's not really within their own now.
This is why I feel basically that it's Arsenal's title to lose. Either way you look at it. One is that Arsenal are already top.
Okay.
City has a game in hand. Remember the season, what was it now? Arsenal had 5 games in hand. Everybody was singing their praise. We are going to win the league. We are going to do this. We are going to do that. All we need to do is win our 5 games in hand and we are top. They drew all 5 games in hand.
Including
and
Southampton.
why I am calling your attention to this at this point in time is that Arsenal started today ahead of Man City. What does that tell you? Pressure. These players are human beings. They are looking, they are following the story, they know how it's playing out, and it's going to be there. That thing at the back of the mind that Arsenal have just won their match. We need to win.
This thing
Do you understand?
It doesn't matter
That's
to
that.
Manchester
Then
United.
secondly in this is that Arsenal are ahead. City have more pressure to close that gap and take their position. Arsenal are playing fantastic football. All I believe that is going to take to knock City off their perch. It is far too easy for City against a smaller side to squander a game than an Arsenal team this season. Look at it.
Let's just
Well,
watch.
let's talk about that later. But before then, you see the game before between City and Nottingham Forest. Today, you saw the goals from the defender Grimdahl, and you saw the Haaland goal in second half. Why do you think he's been starting Haaland in the second half this season?
Haaland has been injured.
Haaland
He
has
just-
been picking up knocks.
He just
And
came
he's
back
also
this-
a
came
target
back
for a
this-
lot of knocks
Defenders,
and
Crazy
tackles and stuff
defenders.
like that. So I feel you need to preserve Haaland and you need to conserve somebody like that because there are more games for people who have not had as many games this season. Starting Alvarez is a good way to give the guy room to grow, flourish, get into his own. Everybody knew when he was coming in that he was coming in to replace Kun Aguero. He hasn't really ascended into that role. Definitely with Haaland coming in, so he needs to get more game time, and Haaland needs to rest mentally. I know a lot of people talk about the physical stress of the game, but the mentality is very key. So you need to have that guy there. So I would see Haaland starting maybe a clinical game against a big side, or
Haaland is going to
but
start
he needs
defender
to
of the game.
rest.
Don't worry about
He
it.
needs to
Haaland is
rest
starting.
him and then bring him on as a super sub.
Talking about resting Haaland, I think
Haaland.
we have to take a rest here because today was a big game. Arsenal won against Tottenham Hotspur 3-2 in favor of Arsenal, winning an away game, and Man City has a game at hand against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Thursday, and today they won against Nottingham Forest. which is going to give Arsenal that pressure that they're chasing after. They're being chased after the defending champions.
He that is low need not fear to fall. Arsenal don't have anything to
that's
fear
a Bible.
about.
That's a Bible
He
quote
that
to
is low
end.
need not fear to fall.
And that's a Bible
You
quote
get it,
to
so
end the show
that's the
today.
thing, man.
See you guys next week.
Catch you guys next time.